How do I turn this off? Hold on 1 second. How do I turn this off right here? Fuck, I need to park. The thing is, I don't entirely know how my car works still. So, bro, how do I turn this off? Hold on. There we go. I was actually just gonna turn off the car and just turn it back on because I don't really fiddle with that stuff. But now today's Tuesday, right? And honestly, I do have a bit of a low battery on the camera, so this might just randomly cut off, right? So if it does, right, it's just gonna be one of those days. But now I started coming home, and as something I've talked about, I don't know how much, but on Tuesdays I watch a show with my family members called well, just like anime, right? So we'll just watch anime on Tuesdays, and today's particular anime was called Kotaro Lives Alone, or Kotaro, and it's currently, like, as of today, it's currently available on Netflix. And dude, I'll tell you, right, that show first, here's what happened, right, before I get into it. So what happened, right, let me feel like I can turn off this display really quick. Brightness, screen off, there we go. So what happened is I showed my family members this. I said, I'm gonna show you 3 animes and you pick which, like, one do you want to watch first, right? So I showed them Jujutsu Kaisen, showed them Kotaro Lives Alone, and then I showed them the Scott Pilgrim, and the Scott Pilgrim one, right? But all of them on Netflix right now. And surprisingly, and this is, like, admittedly, this is also what I voted for. Out of all those, we picked Kotaro as, like, the one to binge, to start off with, because it's like 10 episodes, and the basic premise of it, right? Little kid, and he is, like, acting like an adult. He's like 4 years old. He's acting like an adult. He's very, like, self-sufficient, but yet, like, he's a kid, and he lives in this apartment building with these other people, and they act like as his, like, semi-father figures or mother figures, whatnot. And the thing is, it's a very, like, wholesome show with some weird vibes to it. Like, a good amount of the show takes place in a bathhouse, right? And the main protagonist is, like, a random 30-year-old guy. I'm not upselling this at all, right? I feel like this is gonna make it sound weird. Great show, right? If you look on IMDb, it's like over 7.7 or something like that, right? But it's kind of weird is if you take it for the fact that, like, if you take it in a realistic vision, right? This 30-year-old guy will randomly go to a bathhouse with this 4-year-old. Again, right? Keep in mind, you have to watch the show before you judge it, right? Because on premise, it's like, oh, I never watched that show. Bro, give it a chance, right? Watch the first episode, and I'll put it like this, right? I put on the first episode for my family. I put on Jujutsu Kaisen, Kotaro Lives Alone, and Scott Pilgrim. Kotaro Lives Alone won it by a landslide. Like, it wasn't even a question. It's one of those shows where, like, you really have to, like, dig deep into Netflix, I want to say, like, to actually, like, find it. Because, like, when I was choosing anime to be, like, a potential, like, on that list, I wanted to choose something where it's not, like, where it's different than the ones that we currently watched. So we currently watched Kuroko's Basketball, and we could have done another sports one, but, like, I kind of want to do, like, a different genre. So then that's why I found the Kotaro Lives Alone, was a different genre. Then Jujutsu Kaisen, again, completely different genre than, you know, a sports anime. Last one was Scott Pilgrim, and that one is purely just like I'm a big fan of those shows, or those like, yeah, those movies where it's like very visually appealing, right? If you ever saw Baby Driver, right? I was watching that movie, extremely visually, like I like looking at it. Like the person who makes those effects, the person who does the transitions, perfect, right? I know I have a family member who their favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I completely see why. You know, like it's I don't know, it makes sense to me, because funny enough, we're talking about again, also with my family today, we're talking about like TV shows with the best intros that, like, when you watch it, you're like, I don't mind like not skipping the intro, right? Like, general idea. And mine, and again, this gets into the visually appealing part, which is that mine was Game of Thrones and Succession. And the thing is, that might not track with the whole visually appealing part, but the thing is, right, I feel like a good show, it doesn't need that, but it certainly helps a lot. So like Scott Pilgrim, like that, like we're talking about visually appealing, that's not like the most, like if I was like storyline, right, I could pick The Pianist, right? I could pick I could pick Gladiator, right? Like storyline wise, not my favorite, but like when you add it together with what it already has, fantastic. And when it comes to like the whole intro thing that I was talking with my family members today, if you combine both of them, and sometimes it doesn't even need to be it, when you combine both of them, it makes it really good. And I honestly, I just feel like yapping today. Like, I know that none of that exactly tracked, right? But dude, today I wasn't really like talking that much. Like, tomorrow's gonna be a big yapping day, a big old yapper over here. Keep in mind, I think I'm introverted. My opinion, I am. But today I didn't really talk that much because it was my family member invited me to Catalina Island today, and I didn't go because I just didn't. I don't know. I don't want to be out in the sun, like when it's 90 degrees outside. Like, I want to be chilling, you know. So I went to Disney today, and again, didn't say anything to anybody, right? I went to Disney. I rode the Indiana Jones ride, and then I walked around for a bit, and then afterwards I went to a mall, and then spur of the moment I saw Inside Out 2, and I'll talk about that in a second. But after I saw Inside Out 2, I went to go, you know, watch anime with my family members. And other than like right now, or like when I was just my family members right now, I just have not talked to anybody today. And I want to say same thing yesterday. I didn't feel like I didn't talk to anybody yesterday. So I feel like if I'm like lost in my thoughts and I'm just saying random stuff, understand, I don't, like, I just, again, I can be a D2 yapper, right? I can be Division 2, but I can only be that if I didn't talk at all, like for most of the day or like the day before. I can only be a D2 yapper like some of the times. Like, if you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, my gosh, his air's, I feel like I'm starting to cough because it's air. But if you ever saw Avatar: The Last Airbender, you know they have the like the Avatar state. Me my avatar state is me being a D2 yapper, right? And also one thing is when I'm like in that mode, I can be actually kind of charismatic. Like, again, I'm not for everybody, right? I don't think it's your responsibility to be for everybody, but oh my gosh, I feel like that cold air is getting to me right now, which is crazy. I put that on even though it's like really cold outside. But I forgot my train of thought right now. But like, what I was saying was that your goal shouldn't be to be for everybody, you know? Like, yes, I am rated E for Esteban, but I am not rated E for everybody, right? I've tried to sneak that into regular conversations. I haven't. I've tried to say that for the past couple months, so I needed to force that in. I'm not rated E for everybody. My name may be Esteban, but I am not E for everybody. But that's alright, you know? Like, I can be very likable to a certain type of person, you know? Like, I think I go through this from time to time. Like at the parking lot, right? I'll talk to some people, and to certain people, I'm just like, I can talk to a person for hours on end. Some people, I'm just like, it's not my type of person. You know, I just don't talk. You know, it's not, like, when I say I'm charismatic, I don't mean to everybody. You know, like, I think that